I'm Linda Wray, and my fund is the Kevin Connor Youth Ministry Scholarship Fund. Growing up, I think I might have been poor growing up, and I guess at the time I didn't realize it, but I remember my dad being out of work and once or twice having to use food stamps in the supermarket. I remember when I was getting ready to go to high school, my parents encouraged me not to do a college prep course because they weren't going to be able to afford to send me to college. I went to college and worked 2 jobs while I was in college in order to pay for my education. So my giving never really started until I was well into my adult life. And mostly I think our awareness was raised when my husband left a job as a healthcare system administrator and went to work for a nonprofit. And suddenly my awareness was raised to that entire community of nonprofit organizations, what they did and who they served. And that's when we both sort of really got interested in charitable giving, other than, you know, the little annual United Way pledge that you make when you're working in the private sector. So it was really fairly recently. Mostly my husband and the work that he did. He worked for Catholic Charities. He left the private sector with a very nice, secure job. Voluntarily he left. He came home one day and he said, "Would it be okay with you if I quit my job and just tried some way to give back to the community?" And I was fine with that because we were very comfortable, and I really was fine with that. And he wrote his resume, and he was Roman Catholic, and he went to the diocese and he gave them his resume. And he was basically the chief operating officer of a healthcare system. And they said, "Well, we don't know what kind of a job we would give you." So they sort of talked about that and they worked through that whole thing, and then they said, well, they sort of created a job for him, and then they said, "Well, but we're not sure we could meet your salary requirements. What are your salary requirements?" And I said to him, "What did you say?" And he said, "I told him, pay me whatever you want." Now, that's inspiring. That's inspiring that someone can want to give back so badly that they just say, "Pay me what you want." I think that, I guess a lot of it has to do with my Christian upbringing. You know, that which you do unto the least of them, so you do unto me. And it's a wonderful tradition, and Christians don't have the market cornered on that. It's certainly a part of the Jewish, Islam, Hindu faith tradition, probably all of the major faith traditions. We're taught as human beings to take care of each other. And when you stop and think about it, but by the grace of God go I. I mean, all you need is a catastrophic injury, a catastrophic event in your life, and you could be on the other side of that fence. You could be receiving instead of giving. So I think for that, it's important to have that level of awareness that we're just taking care of each other. You know, when I set up the scholarship fund, I was absolutely in crisis. I have very little family. My husband had very little family. He was in hospice care at home. I was taking care of him 24/7. I'm a nurse, and nobody else was good enough to take care of him. So I really depended on a very trusted personal friend in finance to help me. And he is a CPA, and I went to him and I said, "I want to set up a foundation. Can I do this?" And I had no idea that there are tax issues and administrative issues and all sorts of legal things that you have to know about. And this guy did. And he looked into several different foundations and came back and said to me, "This is going to be the easiest one." So that was great, and it really was the easiest one. I mean, a lot of them had a fairly large sum of money that you had to put down up front, and this one did not. And they sort of just did everything for me. So I did it based on the recommendation of a very trusted friend who said to me, this will be the easiest for you to do. And at that point in time, my life was really in crisis, and easy was what I was looking for.